So today we have a very special podcast, Independence Day special podcast on the most frequently asked question on how to find Swadharma with Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai sir.
Hi Jay, how are you? Happy to be once again part of the Jay Thakkar show.
I'm glad sir, I'm very fine and I'm very honored to have you again on the show sir. How are you?
Very fine, thank you. Wish you and all the listeners a happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day sir to you and all the listeners. So first of all sir, please explain what exactly is Swadharma.
So understand that this word Swadharma is a combination of two Sanskrit words. One is Swa. Swa means sweat, a self. And Dharma has got many meanings, okay? So like many people know Dharma as duty, okay? And some people think Dharma as righteousness. But in this case, Dharma means nature, okay? So sarm dharam ke hisab se chal raha. That means everything is taken care in its natural sense. So just to tell you that Swadharma means what is my natural state or what is my nature. See, everybody is different, everybody is unique. Therefore, finding a Swadharma is actually finding what is unique in you. See, remember, no two individuals are the same. Even if you have two identical twins, okay, they will be always having some uniqueness. In India, we never believed in the concept of equality. We believed in the concept of uniqueness. For example, if you look at your thumb input, when you go and make your Aadhaar card, so no person in this world have the same, thumb impression or even a retina. So every part of your body is unique. So in the same way, finding a Swadharma means finding what is good in you, natural in you, and unique in you. And you have to understand this. Once you find that, okay, you will be confident. You will not compare yourself to others. So nature has made us in such a way that we are all unique creatures. So Swadharma is actually finding your talent, your uniqueness, what you're born for, what is the purpose of your life. And once you find it, you actually become an inspiration for everybody around. So that is what is called Swadharma.
Beautiful sir, beautiful. And why everybody needs to find their Swadharma? Because many people go in rat race and they generally do well enough for financially, they do well enough, but they don't enjoy. And they also don't complain about, because people have been trained to, if you are earning this to this, then you are doing a good job. So many people find it very strange to the concept of Swadharma. So why one should find it, and if and how can one find it?
Okay. So there are many questions in this question. Okay. So let me break up this question one by one. So you said it very nicely. Everybody is in the rat race. So the beauty of the rat race is that even if you win the rat race, you are still a rat. Okay, so you never become a lion by winning the rat race. So this actually comes from a social system and also to a great extent our education system. Because our education system till now has been an examination system. And right from childhood, our parents have been used to compare everybody. Okay, so look at your elder brother or your elder sister, see how well they are doing. Look at neighbor's son, look at that boy in your class. So this constant comparison is something which is a major social problem. So what happens is that a lot of people start losing their self-confidence in this constant comparison. So for example, if you got some less marks, then you say you could have done better. If you are having less salary, then you say, the other person is learning a lot. So this constant comparison and competition is a major problem. So that is why we are in the rat race. See, today is an Independence Day. Okay, we got freedom from the Britishers. So when Britishers were ruling us, one of the success of a person depended on him or her being part of the British administration. So that's why people in the olden days wanted to be some Kotwal or some person in the British government. So that's why they started an examination system, because they came from Britain, but they wanted local people to carry on the job. So one of the most aspiring things was being a collector. You remember a lot of people in the native places, beta bada hoke collector banega. But how do they select it? They actually selected by whether you knew how to read and write. So that's why there was a whole generation of people who wanted to get jobs. Because remember, we were an agricultural economy. Okay, and this agricultural economy, what happened is that when suddenly the industrialization came in, India was far behind. It is later on that we caught up with industrialization. So everybody wanted to have jobs, jobs, jobs. And the only way to get a job is to write an exam, be qualified. So later on, after Britishers also left, we continued that. So what happened is that we started writing exams, and even now people, especially my parent generation, saying that beta, पढ़ाई कर लो, job मिलेगा, फिर शादी करना. Okay. So this all starts with a constant comparison, and in that whole dream, okay, or this whole journey of getting a job, you never find happiness. Okay. So you may get a job, but you always feel, sad, and you're not satisfied with what is happening around. So I think what is very important today, luckily your generation can go beyond jobs and even think about creating jobs. Okay, so it is not about getting a job. So I've seen a lot of people, they actually have a lot of money, but they're not satisfied. They have a job, but they're not feeling, inspired to go to office every day. Because somewhere you're not doing what you're good at, and you're not doing what you like. So that is why the very important thing is to find what you're good at and follow that passion. So some people call it passion. So if your passion can become your profession, okay, if your passion can become your profession, then as they say, then no day you will be unhappy. So like for example, I have found my passion, okay, on 15th of August, okay, when the whole world is celebrating, okay, I'm doing this live webinar, okay, not because, of anything else, because it's my passion to promote Chanakya. And today I'm doing 4 sessions, okay, so I completed 1 in the morning. Wow. Now there is 1 and 2 more after this also. So what is very interesting to know is that, if you have found your passion, or what you call as swadharma, you will never be unhappy. You'll say, wow. So there is a saying that if you love your work, okay, then every day is a holiday. Okay. So I think irrespective of whether it's Monday or Sunday, it doesn't matter. So I think that is what the beauty of swadharma is. You have to find out what you're good at. For example, if you're good in painting, you don't require a holiday to paint, right? You can just take a brush and start painting. If you're good in swimming, or if you're good in, programming, if you like that programming, if you want to do something in artificial intelligence, or if you want to be a YouTuber, like you want to be a famous YouTuber, the Jay Thakkar show, you will not wait for anything, saying whatever time, it will be 12 o'clock in the night, or, morning 6 o'clock, you're ready. So I think that's why it's very important to find your swadharma. Now the question comes in, how do you find your swadharma? That itself is a long, long question. And of course, the show is how to find your swadharma. So friends, there are 3 ways in which you find your swadharma. Okay, there are 3 ways. The first thing is that you find it out yourself. Okay. The second is basically somebody else points it out to you. Okay. And the third is actually life will teach you. So you will find it later on in your life. So let me explain the 3 steps. Okay. How do you find out it your own? So there are these lucky few people who come to know what they're good at. Okay. It comes from self-introspection. Like, I've been fortunate by the grace of God. I found my swadharma is in Chanakya. Okay. So how did it happen? So I was not even having an aim in my life. I never had a goal in my life. But when I was reflecting on myself, saying that zindagi mein kuch karna hai, so I said, what karna hai, what karna hai? And then suddenly it came to me by the grace of God that, Chanakya would be something that can happen. So by the grace of God, you can actually find your swadharma. But there is another process by which you can find your swadharma. Okay. So I think I will tell you the process. Okay. What is the process? I would suggest is that first of all, you require God's grace to find your swadharma. Because what is the God's grace? Saying that, pray to God, okay, and sit down in a room with a piece of paper. Okay, not one small piece of paper, full paper with a pen and pencil or whatever. And then, shut yourself in a room, or if you go to a very quiet place, pray to God, and there should not be no disturbance, no external disturbance, and please keep your mobile away. Okay, don't look at, how many messages you have got. And then pray to God and say, oh God, help me find my swadharma. Okay. Then what you should do is listen to your consciousness. Okay. So right from the internal thing that you need to actually do, you have to reflect yourself, you have to look at things. How do you do that? Simple. Start writing down. You should actually listen. So there are 2 ways. Ask yourself and ask God, saying that what am I supposed to do? So the mind will tell you, okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You're not sure. But keep writing. Write for 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever comes to your mind. Write. Keep writing. And you'll be surprised. You'll find what you're good at. I remember many years back I did this, when I wanted to start my own business. And I wanted to think, what business do I do? I didn't know. But I asked myself, what am I good at? Can I do it? I may not have the skills for it today. But if I get the skills, can I do it? So I
Yes.
started writing, and then I found out I'm good at actually something which is in the tourism sector, because I used to travel a lot. And then I realized something I'm good at, probably discovering something in India. And I like to discover something spiritual. So my company became actually Atma Darshan, which is into spiritual tourism. Okay, so that's very, very important that you write down, you'll come to know what you're good at, you'll find what Swadharma is. There is another way of writing out, saying that what is that I don't want to do. Okay, the first one is what I'm good at and what I want to do. The second is that what I don't want to do. For example, you're already an engineer. Okay, a lot of people feel, I don't want to be an engineer. And in India, there is a joke, and you are an engineer, you know that also, that जिंदगी में बेटा कुछ भी कर ले लेकिन पहले इंजीनियर बन जा. Okay, so the thing is that a lot of people are engineers, but they don't want to follow that engineering. Maybe they want to follow sports or something like that, maybe something else. So what's very important is to write down also what you don't want to do. So you start, I don't want to be an engineer. Then what do you want to do into social service? Okay, but not much, Do you want to become a cricketer? No, I hate cricket because the ball comes on my head. Okay, then you say, okay, do you want to be a YouTuber? Maybe. Okay, do you want to do something in artificial intelligence? I think artificial intelligence. So no. And then finally you'll come to know what you want to do. So both are the right methods, It's either negation or coming. So that what I want to do or what I don't want to do. Finally, after the 2-3 hours of introspection, you will come to know you're good at it. Okay? So many times, if you go inside, that's the first way of finding a Swadharma. Okay? You will find the answer on your own. But the second one is somebody else tells you. Okay? Some outsider point, you are good at this. Okay? Even if you have found what you're good at, okay, please verify with an outsider. Because many people say, I'm good at being a cricketer, let's say, for that matter. Or I want to be a great singer. But how do you know? Maybe it's right or wrong. The second step is very important. Ask somebody who is your teacher, mentor, guru, somebody senior, So he or she will tell you what you're good at. Okay, so many times in life, it happens that somebody else will point out what you're good at. Maybe you don't know it. I'll give an example of one of my friends. We were in college together, and he was very good in sketching. Okay, so he used to sketch a lot, beautiful drawings, and we used to appreciate. Oh, wow, this is a beautiful sketch and all those things. And he said, I am good at sketching and I like to make it as my profession. And in our generation, we were just studying for getting jobs. But he was very clear that he wants to be an architect. Okay? So how did you know you're an architect? And he said, I have the quality of, sketching, drawing. I have an interest in it. And, I will become an architect. And I will become India's most successful architect. He told us. That time we used to all, laugh at it. And then, aisa thodi hota hai, But then he told a very interesting example, saying that, I know I'm good at this. And after many years of college, today, actually, he's India's #1 architect in the field of mall design. He's an architect.
Wow.
He actually did from the JJ School of Arts, one of the India's most premium institution. He topped the class. Okay? He topped the class, and today, if you look at 9 out of 10, okay, malls in India, 9 out of 10, okay? And especially the kind of multiple screen theaters that you have, 9 out of 10 are designed by him. So he's that way. Then I was once speaking to him and saying, you are the only person who's absolutely clear, even when you are studying, that you will become India's #1 architect. How did you find out that? And then he told us a secret. See, that when I was in 3rd standard, okay, when a small boy, I used to sketch a lot. My drawing teacher actually saw my drawing and he called up my parents. Okay, imagine you're a 3rd-year-old child, hardly 8 years old. Okay, but that drawing sir actually called up my parents and told, your beta is very good in drawing and sketching. Make sure, okay, you inspire him to draw and sketch more. And I promise you, remember the drawing teacher is telling, I'm promising you that he will become very successful if he takes this as a profession. And my parents took it very seriously. Okay, they said, acha, drawing sir ne bola hai, that means he's good at it. And then he continued, and look at where he is. So in this case, he never found what he's good at, but his drawing sir found out, and his parents understood it, and he followed it. So somebody points it out, others have to understand it, and finally follow it. And look at the result. He's not only happy, he's also successful. A lot of people are successful but may not be happy. As you rightly pointed out, you have a lot of money, He's got a lot of money. He's got a big architectural firm. He's employing, hundreds of people. Okay. Plus, he's saying, I'm following my Swadharma. So I think that's the second thing, that somebody else tells you what you're good at. Now comes the third point. The third thing is that life will teach you what your Swadharma is. It's very, very important to understand when you're doing something, keep asking this question to yourself. ये मैं जो कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ, is it making me happy? If the answer is no, okay, and if you're still not found it, don't let that question die. Okay, as you said, don't be a rat in the rat race. Ask yourself, what is that thing? What is that thing? And there comes a moment in your life, okay, when you discover this is the purpose of my life. This is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so I will give you some instance that if you look at Mahatma Gandhi, okay, so he was an ordinary barrister. He had gone to London, studied, and he came back. He was practicing law. He was in South Africa, but he was not a very successful person. Okay, he was an ordinary person, right? But suddenly, what happened is that in South Africa, he was pushed out of the train, and he said, no, you can't sit in this first class. So he said, no, I bought the ticket. It's legal. He said, no. And then when he was pushed out, suddenly he got a purpose in his life, saying that no, this is not accepted. I will not allow this to happen. And suddenly he found a purpose in his life, and he found his Swadharma. And that's why he became the greatest leader who actually took India towards freedom. And today we are actually celebrating our 74th Independence Day. Please understand this. Life will give you a lot of opportunities. And suddenly it comes to you and says, yeah. In fact, it has happened to me also. Even though I was working in the field of Chanakya, I remember I was in Kailash Mansarovar. Okay. And till then I was doing a little bit of a Chanakya, but I remember that year 2004. I was already there from 2000 onwards, but 2004 when I was in Kailash Mansarovar, when I looked at beautiful Kailash mountain, I don't know, this thought came to me, saying that you should give your life to study and promoting Chanakya and Kautilya's Arthashastra. I said, ye kaun sa thought hai? I thought it's just a vague thought, but that thought did not leave me. Okay, it did not allow me to sleep. And then I said, wow, maybe that is the purpose of my life. And that's what has happened. So look at it, saying that, today whatever I'm doing is because I found out my Swadharma. So friends, these are the three techniques in find out in your Swadharma. The first one is you will come to know what you are good at if you introspect. Second is somebody else will point it out to you. And the third important is that life will teach you at one moment that you are good at it. But pray to God that that moment should not be too delayed. Because if you find your Swadharma at 65, your life is gone. So the earlier the better. So I was lucky to find my Swadharma at 27 years old itself. Okay. So I have a very positive life. But I pray to God that everybody gets to know his or her Swadharma earlier the better, so that you can actually give a complete life to this. That is the answer of how to find your Swadharma.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. And I think this answer was, this question was asked by many people, even to me, and it might be asked to you as well, because and also one question which I want to ask is, you are promoting Chanakya, and also you are India's #1 business author. And first of all, congratulations on completing 10 years of corporate Chanakya. So another question arises is that if I am interested in more than one fields, then how can one decide that this is the field where I want to pursue my career, and this is the field which I'll make my hobby?
So one good point is that your Swadharma is not about the field, okay? Swadharma is your nature which can be applied to multiple fields. So okay, a lot of people think I found my Swadharma, that means I become an artist. No, that is not the way. Okay, so I'll give you a small instance. For example, everybody may say I'm in the field of Chanakya. No. I'm not in the field of Chanakya. I have the knowledge of Chanakya and applying it in different fields. For example, I'm a writer, isn't it true? So that's one field. So I'm an author. I'm also a businessman. I have a couple of companies. Okay, so that is also one field. So how many people have you seen who are authors and also successful businessmen? Now, I'm also an academician. Okay, I've done my PhD. I'm guiding PhD students. I'm a director at the Mumbai University. I had a complete center. Okay, and I have the students right from the political leaders to business leaders and young students like you. Now, have you seen such a combination that you are a very successful author, India's #1 businessman? You are a very successful businessman who are guiding other businesses, and also a very successful academician. So somebody may be a successful author, or somebody may be a successful businessman, or somebody may be a successful academician or a teacher. I'm a combination of all the three. So remember one thing, you can be successful in multiple fields. There is nothing wrong. Maybe that itself is your Swadharma. But you know what is my Swadharma? It is the field of leadership. So if I am actually writing books, I am writing in the field of leadership using Chanakya's knowledge. Chanakya was a leadership guru. If I am doing business, I am a leader myself and I am only working with business leaders or those who want to be business leaders. If you want to be in academics, you know what I am teaching? Chanakya's leadership. That's why in the Mumbai University, you have Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies. So what do I teach? Chanakya's leadership. So you have to understand, you may have multiple talents, but you should look at what is the common denominator. Okay, so that is very, very important. Your application can be in many things. For example, Tata Group of companies, okay? They're in multiple fields. As they say, from salt, okay? They make salt to steel. Okay, everything from salt to steel, everything. So they have watches, they have a company like TCS, which is in the software. So many people say, is Tata into multiple fields? No. Tata is in multiple fields, yes. But their Swadharma is to make profitable business for the society. So understand this? So Tata knows that they are into one field called as social business models and that businesses can be multiple.
Yes.
Now coming back to your generation, how do you find your Swadharma? If I'm good at this, I'm good at that, why not? You're lucky, you're blessed that you can do multitasking. And in fact, it is natural for people to multitask. You can be an artist and a businessman and a student and an entrepreneur at the same time. That time you should know what is time management. Okay? But remember one thing, you should always find what is a common denominator and what is the core. So with experience, you'll come to know. Okay? So it's like, many times in young days, you have to experiment to find out what you're good at. So it's like going to an ice cream parlor and, tasting different varieties of ice cream. So how do you know what you're good at? Till you experiment it, So you try this flavor and that flavor and that flavor. And suddenly you find this flavor is good. So take it up. Okay, so what I'm saying is that don't worry about finding your Swadharma today, but keep the dream of finding your Swadharma every time. One day you will find it. And maybe you like the combination of 3-4 flavors. So that's why, many times people say, I want a combination of vanilla with rose and butterscotch. Good. So that's what you want. So every person should choose his Swadharma. And as you said, everybody can have multiple fields to apply his or her Swadharma also. Thank you.
Wow, great. And you have also been part of the new education policy as well.
Yeah.
So how this new education policy is going to help us in finding our Swadharma at early age?
So that's exactly what the new National Education Policy 2020 is giving the freedom more to the students to experiment it before they actually face the world. Okay, so now if you look at the pattern, right from schooling days, okay, so 5 years, then 3 years, 3 years and 4 years, right from kindergarten to your 12th standard, okay, you'll be surprised. You are given the freedom to experiment. In our generation, you have to study only what the syllabus and the school taught. Okay, and after that, when you came to a higher college, also it was either you become a doctor or an engineer. So you have to choose one field: science, commerce, arts. Now it is not going to be like that. So in the school days itself, okay, you can have vocational training. You can decide to take one subject of maths, another subject of maybe Carnatic music, and the third subject could be of culinary arts. Okay. So it's good that you can experiment now itself. The earlier, the better you experiment. It's good for you, isn't it true? And even in the higher education, the National Education Policy says you can have multiple credit system, multiple entry and multiple exit. Okay, what is the meaning of multiple credit system? So it will not be like this, So first of all, after 12th standard, if you go for a degree, okay, it's 4 years. So decided I want to do engineering. So no problem. But after engineering, first year you do something, you will get a certificate. If you do it for 2 years, you will get a diploma. If you do it for 3 years, you will get an advanced diploma. If you complete 4 years, then you'll actually become a graduate, a degree in that. Now think about it, in the olden days, or till now, if you complete 2 years and third year you don't do it, then you're still not getting any certificate. So you can actually exit at any time and you'll get a certificate. Then the thing is, after my first year, I get a certificate and I'll get some credits. I can transfer that credit into some other college and I can directly join second year some other college. Choose. It's like mujhe ye acha laga. It's like a buffet dinner, and you can take anything for any amount and also continue. So I think the best part is that when the child comes out of the education system, he or she will be very confident, because in one way I would say it is like fastening the failure in your life. You don't have to become very big to fail. The earlier you fail, you earlier to experiment, it's fine. But failure only will lead to success. So if you like this, you do this. If you don't like, so I think the education system is going to be fantastic, where you have the choice to do whatever you want. You have the choice to decide what you want to learn, and it could be multiple learning. You can do multiple learnings, and after that, come out and say, "Wow, I have found out my Swadharma. Now I'll focus on one thing." So I think this is the most positive part of the national education policy, that it is the children who decide what they want to learn, instead of the teachers deciding what they should teach you. Okay, so that's the beauty of this national education policy.
Great, sir. And also, I want to come to the point of time management, which you said. Now, many people make timetable, they try to follow it, but they procrastinate. And majority questions people ask that how to stop procrastination or how to form a perfect timetable. So, how can one manage their time and stop procrastination?
So I think it's a matter of self-discipline. Okay, and I'll tell you, a lot of people don't plan practically their timetable. Okay, so they make a timetable as it's a process. Please understand that there is, apart from Swadharma, there is something called as Swabhava also. Swabhava matlab, what is my natural feeling? Okay, so aaj mujhe, my nature, my emotions. So suppose yesterday night you were sleeping till 3 o'clock, okay, and you have made a timetable and said, I will wake up at 6 o'clock. It is not possible, because you have slept at 3 o'clock. You may get up at 6 o'clock, but it will be the most unproductive day, So you will sleep off. So what you have to understand is that when you make a timetable, it has to be a practical timetable, along with flexibility. And Chanakya says that in the Arthashastra, you should have a disciplined life with flexibility. What is the meaning of flexibility? When you make a timetable, it should not be rigid. Like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I will study this. Then 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, I'll eat food. Then 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I will do that. And 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I'll sleep. Me at 1 o'clock, you will not get a sleep in the afternoon, yeah? So, you have to go by the flow. So, you cannot be rigid. Because you have to understand one thing, you have to plan, no doubt about it, okay? But the reality is that you have to go by the flow also. Because if there is an emergency, something happened, suppose your grandmother in your house has fallen down and she's, to be taken to the hospital. You can't tell, 11 to 1 o'clock is my study time. Mummy, she can't fall now. Arey Baba, but you have to study now. What do you do? So your timetable has to be flexible. Okay. Now coming back, how do we plan our schedule and how do we not procrastinate? So very simple. Procrastination is also an habit. Proactivity is also an habit. What is the meaning of proactivity? It is the opposite of procrastination. Procrastination is what you're supposed to do. You keep postponing. And proactiveness is that, what has to be done later on, you start doing today. So there is a very beautiful Kabir ka doha which says, kal kare so aaj kare so ab. So what has to be done tomorrow, do it today. And what has to be done today, do it now. Start now. That is being proactive. But you know what? We procrastinate. आज करे सो कल करे सो परसों, इतनी भी क्या जल्दी है जब जीना है बरसों. And we Indians believe in the concept of rebirth also, isn't it? So we say, इस जन्म में नहीं हुआ तो अगले जन्म में हो जाएगा. That is called laziness. Okay? But a true person, a true karma yogi, actually, he will not postpone. He will plan out and make, being active a part of his habit. And how do you develop that habit? Very simple. I say, take this 30-day formula test. So what I'm saying is that every day before you go to sleep, okay, then plan out the next day today. So tomorrow morning I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock, okay. I'm going to plan out the whole day. But remember, it has to be flexible. So get up in the morning, do everything. By the end of the day, you write down, suppose you had 5 goals to achieve today, okay. How many did you complete? So, many times the mind says, aaj nahi, kal karte. Okay, good. Then if you are not achieved 1 and you achieved 4, good, congratulate yourself. Then you plan for the next day before you go to sleep. So every day, if you do it for 30 days, plan your day before you go to sleep. Okay. And at the end of the day, see how much you achieved. Okay. You will be surprised that you will start becoming aware of how many things you have achieved and how many things you have postponed. Now, very important to know is that in this particular process, suppose your mind, okay, is, not achieving. In the first 1 or 2 days is okay, but it's postponing continuously. Start punishing the mind. Saying that, okay, you're not listening to me. Mind is a good servant, but a very bad master. Okay. So the mind has to listen to you, not you listen to the mind. So you said, okay, so you don't listen to me, now I'll show you. So the most favorite thing that you like to eat, this time you will not eat it for the next 10 days. Or your mobile phone, you will not touch it for the next whole day. The mind will say, no, यार mobile phone के बिना जिंदगी कैसे जी सकते हैं? तो नहीं, जिंदगी जीना है, लेकिन I will punish you. The mind will start listening to you. So this 30-day formula slowly will become a habit, because habits are good and bad also. There are bad habits and there are good habits. So I think one of the things is to discipline your mind, and then you actually will become a person who will not postpone everything but do everything right now, right here. So use some external discipline, samadhana, danda, veda on yourself, okay? And the internal discipline will come in, and that's why you will not becoming a person who will be postponing, but a person who will become proactive. Thank you.
Wow, beautiful, sir. And thank you so much for joining me and blessing us with the most important solution which youth requires nowadays, that is to find their own Swadharma. And that too on this special occasion of Independence Day, and making this more and more special. Thank you so much, sir, for joining the Jai Thakkar Show.
Thank you so much, Jai Thakkar, and it's an honor. And as you rightly pointed out today, 10 years ago, on the Independence Day, 15th of August, my first book, Corporate Chanakya, got released. And even after 10 years, this book continues to be a national bestseller. It's thanks to all of you, okay, because you have been there as readers. So if you've not read the book, I request you to read the book, because it is not about me. It is about Chanakya coming back to our generation. So please read a lot, find your Swadharma, become successful, and very soon be part of the Jai Thakkar Show. He's going to interview a lot of successful people. Thank you so much.
Sure.
And Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.